Hola Masala, we're happy to be again making this video, and today we're going to answer your questions with our Q&A.
I'm Aswin from India and this is Luisa from Colombia. We're an intercultural couple living in Colombia right now.
Okay, first of all, amor, how did we meet?
How did we meet? So, we were both in the US on a program, a cultural exchange program. And especially the first month, we had all the classes together. So it was just inevitable. We were living like 5 minutes away from each other. And we just had to see, interact, and communicate with each other every single day, at least for the first 1 to 2 months. And it was just an instant connection and instant attraction, at least for me. And I just always wanted to be next to her, talk to her, and just spend more time with her. And well, it worked well, and here we are. Yeah, but it is funny because both of us, when we went to the US, we never wanted to be in serious relationships because it was a 1-year program and we were supposed to get back home after that. There was just no possibility to stay there a long time, to have a long, stable relationship, right? And long distance relationships are very hard. At least that's what we were told or we saw online. And well, things happen differently because you definitely cannot predict or force things to happen. And we just found that we liked each other a lot and we love each other a lot, and we would try to do anything needed to make it work.
Absolutely. One of the comments was also talking about these subconscious wants we had, or specific traits that are not just love, that went through our minds to get together. And I think it was the values we shared and the goals we shared. We are absolutely different, almost in every sense. From culture to personality, we are very different. However, the core of who we are as human beings and what we want in life is very similar.
Absolutely, as you can say, there's a million differences. Like, I think you can say that opposites attract to each other because we have so many opposite traits, but the common ones are very strong. For example, we're both very ambitious people. We want to do well in life, whether it be making money or building a family or, just having really similar family values, because Luisa is from a very typical traditional farm family in Colombia, and they're like very tight-knit. And I'm from India, so obviously families are very important for us. So that's a very good similarity to have. And I think those two are probably the biggest ones, like family, because marriage is not just between two people, but between two families too. But in our cultures, like two countries, two cultures, two religions. So it was just mix and match of differences and similarities that just worked well.
We didn't want to have a serious relationship. That was also a common thing. But we ended up becoming very serious. And we used to call each other.
You know why? Why? We both didn't want to have serious relationships, but we ended up having one because we are both open-minded. You never know who you are going to meet, when you're going to meet, where you're going to meet. And you cannot plan life that way, right? Especially when it comes to meeting your significant other, because you could be like traveling somewhere, maybe just for 2 months or 3 months, but then you meet someone that changes your life. You have to hold on to them, right? Like you have to try and do as much as you can and try to just make the relationship grow or make something, whether it could be a relationship or something else, make that thing work, because it's not what you expected, it's not what you wanted at that moment, but it happened and it's beautiful, and we were both very open-minded to pursue.
You are absolutely right. Everything I wanted to say, it's there. You are right.
A lot of you commented that Luisa looks very much like an Indian. You asked about her roots, whether she has Indian DNA, maybe grandparents, great grandparents. But this is an incredible question. I think this is the most common question we had.
Every single video has that.
Yes, and I'll just let you answer that.
I have zero Indian DNA. Zero. I'm just Latin American. And you can say, oh, you look so much like an Indian. Thank you. But no, I'm not Indian. I am very Colombian, 100% Colombian. My parents are Colombian. My grandparents are Colombian. There is a faraway root of maybe my great-grandfather being from
Middle East.
Middle East, but I'm not sure if it was Turkey, Syria, Lebanon. There was a huge, massive migration of the Ottoman Empire, because it was at that time, to Colombia. And my family has said, oh yes, the grandpa, that was Turkish. But I'm not sure, nobody's sure, I have no idea.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, even when we were in India, so many people mistook that she's from North India, and they will stop talking to her in Hindi all the time. And it was so funny. Yeah, it was just so funny. But yeah, she's definitely Colombian. And a lot of Latin Americans are very racially ambiguous, so they can look like they're from Europe, or they're from East Asia, they're from
Southeast Asia, especially.
Yeah,
Southeast
exactly.
Asia. And when we were in Thailand and in Philippines, it was like,
You mixed very well with the local population. The same in India as well. So, and there's also a lot of Afro-Colombians here. So obviously they'll be looking similar to the Africans. So there's just like, it's a very ambiguous race. Yeah, it's a very mixed race. So great question.
okay, amor, on a scale of 0 to 100, what's the percentage of how fluent you are in Spanish?
Oh, me. I would say 30%. 30%, because I can still understand most of what people are saying, and I can order in a restaurant, take a taxi, travel alone, and do all the basic conversations in Spanish. I can understand most basic conversations as well, so I can survive, because I've taken trips alone to Bogota, like whether it's for visa processes, or the first time when I came from Bogota to Pereira to meet her was all alone. So yeah, I was able to navigate those situations, and I would say 30%.
I think for me, Tamil is 20.
Okay,
20.
20.
I think I know even less, because there was no need for me. Everything was in English. I'm sorry. I didn't put much effort, because your family speaks English, you speak English, your friends speak English.
Absolutely.
All the auto drivers knew the numbers in English. So I was like, very lazy.
Absolutely. And all the signs, whether it's on the road or the shops, they all have the local language and also in English. So it was just not a necessity for you. But for me, it's a necessity. Like, a couple of your cousins speak English, but that's all. Like with your parents, with your uncles and aunts and other cousins, I have to communicate in Spanish, so that becomes a necessity. So, and also you just hear Spanish around you all the time. So you pick up a lot of vocabulary, words, phrases. That helps a lot in learning a language.
It's kind of sad, because I wanted to learn Tamil. That was like my goal when I was in India. But I failed. I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna keep trying every single day. Exactly. I'm gonna keep trying. I know I have many words and basic things, but that's not enough to communicate with your grandma, for example. And for me, that's the goal, to be able to communicate. What are our religions?
I was born a Hindu, and you're born a Catholic.
I am a Catholic.
Christian. Yes. For me, like, I was born in a Hindu family. Like, of course, we celebrate all the festivals. When my family goes to a temple, I go with them. But I wouldn't say that I'm very religious. And also, like, many people will say that Hinduism is not a religion, it's like a way of living. But like we talked before, we're very open-minded people, and that helps us live together with two different religions, but more than that, also respect each other's traditions, festivals, and values. So it's never been a problem for us, honestly.
Never. It has never been an issue.
Like when we were in India, she participated in the Hindu festivals. Now that I'm in Colombia, I'm participating in the Christian festivals.
But also, for example, I remember one time I told you, honey, I'm not going to bend down in front of an idol. That doesn't feel right with me. And you're perfectly fine. You're like, that's perfectly fine. And his family always respected that. I've never felt disrespected based on my religion in any moment at all.
It's the same with me. Like I don't do the cross. How do you call it?
Bendición.
Yeah, I don't do that. So it's like, of course, you are there, you participate, you respect, but obviously you don't have to do everything that they're doing because you're from a different religion or you don't believe in anything. So yeah, it's just mutual respect.
Point is, we are not very religious, but we do have our spiritual paths aligned. We believe there is something superior that guides us and protects us. And it doesn't matter how we call it, we just believe that we are always taken care of.
Yeah, and all religions say the same. To love each other.
Exactly.
Do good.
That's why we do well in that aspect.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a fight that started purely because of a cultural misunderstanding? And what actually happened?
Well, that's a great question. I think obviously there would be so many.
So many.
So many, yeah, because that's like the biggest difference, right? Because we're from distinct cultures from the other sides of the planet. You could say that Colombian culture is very similar to Western culture, so you can imagine how different it could be from the Indian culture, which is super East, super different, right? So for me, the very first discussion that we had that was related to culture was how you greeted people. Like in Colombia, people greet each other with a kiss on the cheek. So that was very different for me because in India we do vanakkam or namaste or a maximum a handshake, right? That's the maximum. And if it's a friend, you hug them, right? That's very intimate. But here it's kissing in the cheek, so it's like very warm, it's very close, it's very intimate.
You just have to say it, amor.
Say
You were jealous. Jealous in this house.
well, maybe, yeah, you can call it that way. But yeah, it was very different. It was very hard to understand in the beginning because it's just not the same in India, right? So for me, that was the one. Do you have any other scenarios?
2,000 years later.
Cut. Next question. Where are we from? Okay, you can do it.
Where are we from? I think that's a very simple but essential question. But from India, I am especially from Tamil Nadu and Tanjavur, a temple city. We have the Brihadishwara temple or the Peruvudayar temple in Tamil, that's how you call it. It's well known for rice cultivation. So that is where I am from. Both of my parents are born there. I am born there. But I've spent most of my life in Chennai. But yeah, all of it mostly in Tamil Nadu. That's where I am from.
And I am from Colombia in the Coffee Access region. I was born in Pereira, raised in Pereira. I moved to study in Manizales, and my whole life has been around the Coffee Access. It's a very mountain life. It's very calm. It's beautiful. I love this place so much. I love this place so much. And the coffee. Oh my God. I come from a farmer life. My grandfather was a farmer. We have a farm of coffee. It's high quality coffee. All my family is obsessed with coffee, and this is the Coffee Access. All our life is around coffee, so.
Yeah, basically I'm from the coast and she's from the mountains, so you can see another big difference.
Yes. And you love chai.
Yeah, like tea and coffee. Oh my goodness.
We're so different.
Keep going on and on and on.
One more. What is one Colombian dish that you refuse to eat?
Refuse to eat. Okay.
Obviously, not the non-veg because you are vegetarian. So,
of course. I still find it a bit hard to mix sweet and salty things together. I have started to like a few things, but for example, putting cheese in hot chocolate or putting cheese in coffee, I am just not a big fan of that. Yeah.
people won't understand it.
Or
it's
bananas in soups.
It's very tasty. Okay? It's very tasty. You put cardamom in food. That is not normal. Okay? Bananas are more normal.
No, I don't know.
Point is, once you get used to certain flavors, everything enters to the same place.
Yeah.
If you have to swap countries for a full month, you have to live alone in Colombia and I have to live alone in India. Who survives better and why?
Oh, wow.
That's a great question.
I mean, you've lived in India for 2 years.
I will definitely survive.
Yeah, so you will survive for sure. There's no language issues. It's cheaper to live in India.
Karaisimpur.
For me, I'm still like pretty new to living in Colombia, but I would say that I would still be comfortable. So I think both of us will be comfortable living in both of our countries.
And if I am in Tamil Nadu, I can survive because I have a 20% knowledge of Tamil. I know how things work. But if you take me to
A different state
Delhi,
with a different language. Yeah.
to Delhi, I might not survive. Any part that speaks Hindi, even Bangalore, they also spoke English a lot, a lot. Any part in North India, it would be hard for me. So maybe I wouldn't survive easily.
Okay. Interesting question. Well, those were some really interesting questions, and we look forward to getting more of those. So please put them down below or DM us on Instagram at Masala of Cultures, or you can also visit our website masalaofcultures.com to get more content around relationships, long distance, culture, travel, and love books. So many things going on there as well. So yeah, see you guys in the next video.
Nandri Vanakam.